Hello and welcome to the Growth and Love Goals for this flower reading. Now, this lady created her piece of art at Bremer Beach during our workshop. Now, first of all, she sent me the message saying it was about a growth flower, and then she said, oh, she keeps getting love. And I guess really, in all honesty, we can join them both together. But first of all, I need to apologise because it's taken a bit longer than I anticipated to get this out. I do apologise for that. We have had the painters in. It's been really, really noisy. So it's Sunday today, so I've got a little bit of free time here, a little bit of quiet space, which I can actually do a reading for you. So I'm going to run through the reading. Now, yeah, like I said, this is a lovely flower image. I'll bring up the image for you. There it is. Now, to start with, the flower image is on a portrait format. So it is all about her. It's all about her love. It's all about her growth. It's all about her understanding of it. And this is what her intuition is telling her. So when we did the workshop, we do a light guided meditation on the happiness flower or the happiness goal that you want to achieve. And this particular goal was all about growth, and it was all about love. And honestly, they just intertwine so much. If it's not growth about anything in particular and we bring up love, well, they're just so intertwined, because the more we love, obviously the more we grow, and the more we love ourselves, the more understanding we get as we go forward. But this is the happiness flower, and I want to start with the portrait of how actually she's taken the photo. It's very, very elongated. There's nothing else in it. So it's really, really focused and really got a clear understanding. What I love about this flower, hang on, I'll bring it across so I don't keep turning my head. What I love about this flower is the simplicity of it, and yet the details in it. So in general, it's a simplistic flower, but there's so many details there. And I would say that this lady has gives the persona that she is easygoing and quite open and quite going with the flow. And yet there's a lot of detail about her that people may not see unless they look a little bit deeper. And her goal is the same. Her love is the same. If she's looking at love, a situation, a relationship maybe, she's going to put herself out there as being quite, easygoing, quite not simplistic as in simplistic, but quite easy, not hard, not a hard person to get to know. But as you do get to know her, the details will start to come through, and you start to get this lovely layered effect with her. And you can see that just in the petals, that layered effect that's coming through. There's this brighter ones. Oh, hang on, I'll show you. The brighter ones to the top, they're in that back layer, those bright yellow, and it comes forward into the orange, the deeper tonings there. So we can see that, but we'll get in that in a minute. Hang on, I'm rushing ahead. Just giving you an overall look, and just looking at the flower as an overall, and when we look at a flower as an overall aspect, we're looking at your persona, what you put out to the people. And that's why when we look at this, we sort of go, oh, it's quite simplistic. You know, what you're putting out is that you're not hard to get to know, you're easygoing, and all that sort of thing. But when we go a little bit deeper, we go, no, hang on, there's lots of layers to this lady, and they're the nice bits that we want to see. They're the bits that we really, really like. So yes, she could be a fair weather friend quite easily, but if you want to really get to know her, you've got to go down into a lot more details. And that's what her intuition is saying, that there'll be a lot of people that she meets that maybe fly by nighters because they haven't put the time and effort in to get to really know her. So that's what her intuition is saying. Don't be concerned about those fly by nighters. That's a persona you're putting on. If they really want to know you, they will get to know you. So that's the whole overall look of the persona of the flower, or the whole overlook of the flower. When we go into a little bit more of the details of it, we can look at the stem. Now, the stem of the flower is very, very strong and very, very straight. Well, it's relatively straight and it's strong. When you look at the size of that stem compared to the flower, the actual flower, which is your goal, that stem will hold it up. There's not a problem with that. We've got this. The path, the journey you want to take to reach your growth goal or to reach your love goal, you've got it. You're on it. It's strong enough to do it. You're on the right path. So it's saying we're going the right way. There's lots of ums and ahs as you go along. Now, I wasn't sure whether these were branches that were going along, which means they're choices to make, or whether they're leaves. Now, she did tell me that they were leaves. If I was doing this reading and I didn't know what was drawn there, I would have said they were branches because they're not strongly different as a leaf. They look almost like a branch, same color, same shape, same thickness. So she's told me that they're a leaf, so I'm going with that. So these are leaves. Now the leaves are our guides, and our guides to one side are in the present, or people that we've known in the past, I should say, that we've known, and some that are in the future. So it depends on what side of the flower they're on. That creates a difference. Now this is where it gets a little bit confusing because we're looking at it almost as a mirror image. But anyway, with this particular picture, there's two on one and two on the other side. So there's two guides there that are of the two lower ones are more physical. The other ones are going to be more of an emotional guidance, okay, as we go higher. So the closer to the ground, the more of a physical guidance they will give you. The higher up, the more, really high is more spiritual. But as they go up the stem, we get a little bit more of that emotional and mindset, and we move up the ladder that way. So with those, and we look at the shape of those. So the shape of those are very, very long and elongated. So they're very masculine. So the guidance and support that you're going to get is, say on a physical level, is from somebody that you already know, someone from the past, and they're going to give you that masculine guidance. And when we say masculine guidance, we're not necessarily meaning a man. It could be more to the fact that it can be a female, but they're giving you strong, direct guidance. Okay, so when we look at behaviors and we look at masculine and feminine, a feminine will give you more of a roundabout, a softer approach, whereas a masculine behavior will give you a more direct approach. So it's more like, oh, for goodness sake, do that. That's more of a masculine, whereas a feminine will go, well, you know, if you want to, you could do that. So it's just how it's worded and how it's put forward, and the personality. You know, that I know a lot of ladies that are very, very direct, and they sort of go, well, you know, they're black and white, just do it. And others will sort of go, oh, I'm not really sure, and they're more fence sitters. I'm a bit of a fence sitter because I have my own ideas, but I also respect other people's ideas. And some people don't sort of get that. They go, well, this is how I've done it, and it works, so do that way. And that's a more of a masculine approach. So when we're looking at the leaves on these ones, we're sort of going, okay, so there's that masculine approach that from somebody you know, and there's somebody that's either now or coming into the future. That's where we get the two different sides. And the same with the like more of an emotional approach, or more of a emotional or mindset. So you're going to have the same, and it will be. So there's more of the physical where they may be helping you physically, but then there's that other spot where they're helping you more of a mindset way or more emotional aspect. So you've got those coming through. Now, when we look at the petals, the flower itself, the gall itself is very, very round. So it's very, very feminine in that the goal, and naturally with love, that it can be feminine. It's still masculine because men obviously can still love, or masculine behaviors can still be loving, but with yours it's definitely more of a feminine approach. We look at that whole aspect. Now the petals are attraction, so when we're looking at the whole aspect of the flower itself, what you want to attract is more of that feminine aspect of that goal. So we talk about love, we talk about that feminine side of it. However, when we dig down to the actual petals themselves, the petals themselves are very, very elongated. They're quite pointy. They're quite masculine. So although you want to get that concept of a feminine relationship, or feminine love, or feminine growth, you're going to need to be a little bit more direct on your attraction, on your approach. Now we can look at attraction in lots of different ways. We can look at it as what you need to change how you are attracting, or what you're attracting, or you need to do more of that. So there's different ways we can look at it, and I just really love this layered look on this flower. As I said, it just looks so simple. As soon as you see it, you know it's a beautiful sunflower. As soon as you see it, so it's got that real basic simplicity of a sunflower, and yet those layers that come in of attraction is amazing. So even if we start to look at, say, the law of attraction, which I listen to a lot with Esther Hicks and that side of things. So with the law of attraction, like attracts like, okay? So if we look at like attracts like, and this is, we're talking about love and growth, we need to have that feminine concept. The whole picture itself is of a feminine concept. So it's the feminine concept of love and growth that you need to be mindful of. What is it for you? Okay, I know this lady's a female, so we need to connect with your femininity for this, okay? Because you may have a lot of masculine traits, but you need to connect with your femininity for your concept, for the whole concept. However, then we need to go right down into the little parts of attraction. Now, I know with the last flower reading I had, there was 5 distinct flower petals, so you could really narrow down exactly what you needed to focus on that one. However, with this one, there's lots and lots and lots and lots, and there's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. So you're not going to be able to narrow down exactly what it is you're looking for attraction, for growth, for love. That's why that concept, the whole concept of what you perceive as growth and what you perceive as love needs to be simplified, needs to have that understanding, because you're going to have lots of little outlets that need to still sit within that concept. Okay, so when we look at these petals of attraction, we're starting to go with those different colors to start with. So we've got the layers and we've got the colors, we've got the shape, and we've got how many of them. So this is not about you picking 3 or 4 going, oh, I'm going to focus on those. This is like a lots. And because it is lots, again, we bring that full concept, get the understanding of that full concept, what that means to you. What does love and growth mean to you? Are they intertwined? Is it all part of it? And it's going to be on that feminine aspect, not how maybe other people see it, okay? Now, when I go back into our little card area, and I stick with this because this is, I'm just trying to make it a little bit easier, because the colors can come through for me intuitively, but the whole idea of me doing this is to help others learn how to do it. Now, she took a photo of this, so she should be able to have this one, look at that when she goes through this. But what I went with first was this beautiful bright yellow in the background. Now, I know you've got yellow everywhere else too, but this, for some reason, these layers in the background really stood out for me. And it's like, when you open a flower, they're the first ones you see, and then as they get closer, these other ones are coming through. So if you can imagine, those outside ones are always the first to open and you see. So when I saw that, the first thing I went to with that one was, for some reason, I went with motivation. Okay, there's that sort of an underlying motivation there that is making you want to go forward. Your intuition is saying, get motivated for it. Get an understanding. Now, I've just explained to you about getting that concept of what love and growth means to you. You now need to get that, start to motivate that, start to get that understanding. Now, to get that understanding, ask yourself, really ask yourself, ask your friends, what does love and motivation, what does love and growth mean to them? What are you talking about in growth? Do you want to get bigger, or do you want to grow with love, grow love for yourself? Get a better concept of what it is you're looking at. And this is where this motivation will come in. Now, the motivation is all about doing crazy little courses, not courses, crazy little quizzes. Those quizzes that you get on Facebook, oh, they're crazy. Like, who are you in a Disney princess? And all those silly, crazy little ones like that. Funnily enough, they are so fun to do, and I used to do with a lot of them, and they're silly and you brush them off, but you know what, there's this little element about you sort of go, oh yeah, that's me, oh yeah, I do that, and you start to get this understanding of who you are. You're bringing it to the forefront. And this is that motivation in the background, to just start you moving, to start to bring you forward. When you're doing a meditation, if you're doing some yoga or just having a bit of time out, start to bring that forward. Start to get an understanding of what it is to motivate you for growth and for love. What is it that's taking you forward? Because that motivation is what's going to attract what you need. The second part, and this is really funny, because the orange came to me as curiosity. And especially these stronger ones, these curiosity, and you've almost got them evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this one's a lot stronger. You've almost got them evenly spread. There's this curiosity about it. Now, if we're talking about growth, there's a curiosity about different elements of your growth. And that's what's happening there. That's the attraction that's coming through. You need to have that curiosity. It's no good saying, I don't want to be a Disney princess and not do it. It's having that curiosity to go, oh, really? Oh, yeah, sure. What am I? And discovering little bits about you and then going, oh, okay, well, if I'm that princess, what does that actually mean? And you start to go more into the personality of that princess and see where that is reflecting you, or you're getting an understanding of you. So this curiosity was really, really lovely. Now, I saw this bright yellow as motivation, but I saw, funnily enough, I saw the deeper yellow more as, what was it, intellectual. So although you've got this motivation, you've got this intellectual aspect to you. And I think that's where the curiosity keeps coming in, because if you're not curious, you don't learn, you don't grow. And that intellectual aspect of you for wanting to grow is there. And again, I question the whole concept. What do you want to grow on? Is it love? Because love keeps coming through. Is it love that you want to grow on? And is that love for you? Because that's what your intuition is saying. And when we start talking about love, because I'm talking for such a long time, I've got to round it off for you, sorry. When we talk about love, we talk about the center of the flower. Now, in the center of the flower there, you've got these little areas there. So it's a dark center, which means that, to me, it's not dark as in negative. It's dark as in, and it's not secretive. It's just, what's the word I'm using? It's more about being not protective, almost protective, but it's like you're keeping that love. Not, I'm going to say it this way. You're keeping the love in the dark, even though it's not in the dark. Now, because we can see your love is very, very open and very, very out there. Like you don't have any problems with loving, but for this particular goal, you are keeping it in control and you are keeping it hidden. Hidden is the word, hidden. Even though everyone knows it's there. It's like a rose bud. Now, we all know there's a heart center in that rosebud, but we can't see it. This one, it's out open, but it's dark. It's not got a highlight on it. It's not there for everyone. And that will open up as the growth and the love comes through. Now, why we know that is the way you've got the little, almost like the little seeds in amongst it. So we know that this growth and this love is actually going to set seed and go forth. It's going to grow, it's going to multiply. So when you talk about growth, you've actually drawn it in the heart center. You've actually drawn those seeds without you realizing in the heart center. So we know that love, that growth is going to go forward, and there's no if, buts, or maybes. Your intuition is telling us that. So we've got all this. And a lot of people, I have to be honest, I do tend to keep my love like that. I do tend to keep mine, I don't know if it's protected, if it's enclosed, we know it's there, but we only want to show it and put it out there to those that we want to show and put it out to. So there's a reason why we keep it that way. And that's not wrong. It's just what we do. And so I get that. I get this having the heart covered, protected, shaded, for whatever word. I mean, when we look at, say, brown, conservative comes up. That could be the word. That could be what we're looking for. It's more conservative. So I see that. But in the same token, you've got the seeds there. If you didn't have the seeds there, maybe it'd be different. You've got the seeds there. Your intuition is saying, doesn't matter. You're curious. Get motivated to be curious, to be, and what was the other one? Intellectual. You've got to have that intellectual. So it's attracting that. You've got to have, and I'm not saying you need to attract a PhD or anything like that. It's more about being able to communicate with somebody intellectually and staying on the same path. Now, when we communicate with somebody intellectually, it doesn't necessarily mean we have to talk in a university degree. We can talk on the tin tacks, on the basics, but you're talking on the same level. You're communicating intellectually because you're not talking here and they're talking there, or vice versa. You're both talking on the same level. And that's really, really important. And you'll find that's really, really important with your spirituality. If they're not even remotely interested in it, you're going to have trouble. I know when I first met my partner, he didn't say a lot about it, and then I started to open up a little bit because spirituality is really, really important to me. After what I've gone through, so he started to open up, and he started to talk about how he helped people pass over, take them to the light, and things like that. Now, he just thought he was crazy weird. And I sort of turned around and said, yeah, you are crazy weird. And I love it because that's me. I'm crazy weird. But it wasn't until we had that understanding that we could take that one forward. And yours is the same. Okay, you need to have the right intellectual aspect to that. And it needs to be, you actually need to be quite direct in it. Okay, that's the elongation side. So if it is love, if it's a relationship, even if it's for yourself, and you start questioning yourself, be clear, be a bit more particular on what you're saying and what you want to do. Yes, you may have double thoughts, you may have these different aspects coming in, but you can choose whether you want to listen to that or go ahead with something else. Okay, so my biggest thing for this one, for the biggest takeaway, get the understanding of the concept of love and growth and what that means to you, and then you'll be able to be motivated to it. You'll be able to be intellectually stimulated with it, and you will also have the curiosity to learn more and grow. Okay, so that's it. Let me move that one over. This is going to be, I'll come back onto here. This will be put up on YouTube as well as Facebook for you, so you can have a look at it. I've kept your name private to respect your wishes. And hey, look, have a look at my book. What's my book? It's got the big sunflower in the front too. Look at that. And that's sort of what it is. It's oh, it's beautiful. I love the sunflower. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful flower. And quite a few of them drew it, and they're so different. And I just love it. But anyway, that's yours. Heading back up to Rainbow, going to be doing intuitive trees, and we're going to be doing intuitive flowers again. So if you're interested, let me know. Join up on the Intuitive Personal Development Facebook group, and we do live readings on Tuesday mornings. So I'm going to work out how I can get you guys to participate in these live readings, but it will happen. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen. All right, guys, all the very best. Thank you so much again for attending the workshop. If anyone else is interested in watching and having a workshop, private workshop, contact me through the website, intuitivenature.com.au or theartofintuition.com.au. It'll take you to the same website. Okay. All right. Bye for now. And